Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's 2027 presidential race is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable contests in the recent memory. And at the center of the storm is one man, Dr. Fred Matiang'I, the former powerful Interior Cabinet Secretary, a man once feared, respected, and even admired for his no-nonsense leadership style. But the big question that now dominates political discussion across the country is this: can Fred Matiang'I defeat President William Samoei Arap Ruto in 2027? In this video, we will explore both sides of that question, the possibility that could make Matiang'I win, and the challenges that could lead to his downfall. Let us dive in. Fred Matiang'I is not your typical Kenyan politician. He built his name not through populism, but through performance. As education CS, he enforced discipline in national exams, ending years of cheating. As Interior CS, he commanded respect from the police service and was seen as one of the most hardworking public servants in Uhuru Kenyatta's government. This record gives him something that many politicians lack: technocratic credibility. Kenyans, especially the urban middle class, are growing tired of politicians who thrives on tribal rhetoric and empty promises. They want a doer, not a talker. If Fred Matiang'I runs on a performance over politics narrative, he can tap into that frustration the same way Kibaki did in 2002 when Kenyans said yote yawezekana bila Moi. Look at now. Tanzanians impressed John Pombe Magufuli. He was tough, decisive, and focused on delivery. Matiang'I has a similar image in Kenya. The Magufuli spirit could work in his favor if marketed well. If there is one political reality in Kenya, it is that of Mount Kenya votes often determine the winner, the presidency. Fred Matiang'I's close relationship with the former president Uhuru Kenyatta could open that door. Uhuru has been quietly regrouping politically after his fallout with President Ruto, and it is now open in the air that Uhuru Kenyatta supports the technocrat candidate by the name Matiang'I to counter Gachagua and Ruto influence in the region. If Uhuru rallies part of the Mount Kenya votes behind Matiang'I, especially the Meru, Embu, Kirinyaga bloc that is disillusioned with Ruto's government, Matiang'I could gain a powerful base. In 2013, Uhuru and Ruto formed the Jubilee coalition and won largely due to ethnic mobilization. In 2027, Uhuru could flip the script and back Matiang'I with a coalition built on unity and competency, drawing in leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, and probably Martha Karua. That could create a formidable anti-Ruto alliance. By 2027, Ruto will have been in power for 5 years. If the economic situation doesn't improve, if high taxes, unemployment, and the rising cost of living continue, Kenyans may look for an alternative. Matiang'I can present himself as the solution to Ruto's economical mismanagement, promising discipline in government and practical reforms. In 2022, after years of economic decline under Moi, Kenyans voted for Mwai Kibaki reform agenda. Similarly, if Ruto's bottom-up agenda fails to deliver, Matiang'I could use that frustrations to rally Kenyans under a return to order and accountability campaign. Being from Nyanza, Nyamira County, Matiang'I comes from the large Gusii region, which has around 700,000 voters. Historically, the region has voted strategically, shifting alliance based on who seems stronger nationally. If Matiang'I can unite the Kisii and Nyamira voters and at the same time wins over the Luhya votes through alliances with leaders like Eugene Wamalwa and Wycliffe Ombeta Oparanya, it could create a solid bloc of nearly 3 million votes. In 2007, Raila Odinga dominated Western Kenya and Nyanza, which gave him nationally credibility and momentum. If Matiang'I replicates that strategy, positioning himself as the new face of Western Bloc, he stands a stronger chance of reaching a runoff or even winning outright. Now, let us actually look at the possibility that could make Fred Matiang'I to lose. 1. Lack of grassroots practical machinery. Politics in Kenya isn't just about good ideas. It is about ground mobilization, handshakers, and network. And here, Matiang'I faces a huge disadvantage. He never ran for elective office. He does not have a part with national structure, and he lacks the kind of grassroots mobilization that Ruto has built through UDA. Ruto's team can reach the smallest village in Turkana or Taita Taveta, something Matiang'I camp cannot yet match. In 2022, Raila Odinga had the elite support, big names, big endorsement, but Ruto Asola movement outworked him at the grassroots. Matiang'I could fall into the same trap if he rallies too much on the elite politics. The second thing is tribal and regional politics barrier. Kenya's politics is still deeply tribal. While Matiang'I might present himself as a national leader, the reality is that his Kisii pace is too small to propel him to State House alone. Unlike Ruto, who has the massive Rift Valley votes and access to parts of Mount Kenya, Matiang'I will need stronger alliances. Without farm packing from major ethnic blocks like Kikuyu, Luo, or Kalenjin, it could struggle to reach 50+1 threshold. Musalia Mudavadi has been on the national stage for decades, but his Luhya pace alone has never been enough to make him president. Matiang'I risks a similar fate unless he builds stronger, close regional partnership earlier. Number 3, state power and incumbency advantage. Running against an incumbency president in Kenya is never easy. The government machinery, from finding media control and influence over state institutions, every favor the person in power. Ruto's team will likely use the advantage ruthlessly. Campaign resources, development project, and propaganda will all leverage to betray Matiang'I as Uhuru puppet or Ruto elitist. In 2017, despite NASA massive support, Uhuru Kenyatta used the full power of incumbency to retain power. From state resources to the narrative of continuity, Ruto could do the same in 2027. The fear factor and political revenge. Many in the political class still remember Matiang'I as a tough interior CS who cracked down on politicians, banned protest, and enforced state directives with an iron fist. This image, while earning him respect among civil servants, creates enemies within the political elites. Many MPs, especially from Kenya Kwanza's side, still view him as Uhuru enforcer. who used state power to silence opponents. This could lead to coordinated effort to block his comeback politically, financially, and even legally. When Matiang'I was summoned by DCI after the 2022 election, it was clear that his past action had left powerful people waiting for payback. That baggage could haunt his campaign. In conclusion, so can Fred Matiang'I defeat William Ruto in 2027? The answer is, it depends on timing, alliances, and momentum. If Matiang'I rebrands Harry, forms a stronger national coalition, and connects emotionally with ordinary Kenyans, he could emerge as Ruto's most formidable challenger. His credibility, discipline, and leadership record makes him presidential material in the eyes of the many. But if he delays, fails to build grassroots network, or remains stuck in the elite politics, Ruto will well-oiled political machinery will easily outmaneuver him. Kenya's 2027 race will not just be about who speaks louder. It will be about who understands the pain of ordinary Kenyans and over real hope. And that is where the battle between Ruto and Matiang'I will be decided. What do you think? Can Matiang'I really defeat Ruto in 2027? Drop your thoughts in the comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more political analysis.